The number 7 continues to hold special significance as a numeric representation of this origin. It serves as an eternal reminder for us never to forget our divine nature. Here are a few representations of embedded codes of the energy of 7. Planet Earth consists of 7 parts water and 3 parts land. I will cover the significance of water in its dedicated chapter. There are currently 7 continents on planet Earth. There are 7 major planets in the solar system that affect the terrestrial energy field: Sun, Moon, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, Venus, and Mars. There are 7 main alchemical metals present in human DNA, representing the stages of transfiguration: gold, silver, mercury, tin, lead, copper, and iron. There are 7 days in a week. There are 7 days of creation, or 7 phases of Earth's evolution. There are 7 musical notes. There are 7 main chakras, or energy wheels, in the human body. There are 7 colors detectable by the human eye, corresponding to the 7 rays of light. There are 7 globes of consciousness, or dimensions. There are 7 mortal sins, also known as stages of hell: deception, violence, envy, anger, greed or pride, gluttony, and lust. There are 7 archangels: Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, Uriel, Salaphiel, Raguel, and Azrael. There are 7 great teachers or prophets: Christ, Buddha, Lao Tzu, Muhammad, Moses, Krishna, and more to come. There are 7 human senses. 5 are physical and 2 are non-physical, as inner seeing and inner knowing. There are 7 chambers in the Star of David. There are 7 foods of the Promised Land: wheat, barley, grapes, figs, pomegranates, olives, and dates. Humans undergo a major transformation every 7 years. In fact, every cell in the body completely renews itself within a 7-year period. So, technically, every 7 years, you are a different person altogether on the physical plane. There are 7 levels of initiation. Throughout the years, many concepts and theories have been published about the consciousness that resides within us humans, which is a part of eternal and universal intelligence. In the past century, many new terms such as subconsciousness, superconsciousness, higher self, and so on were introduced and became regular New Age terminology. Let's try to work through the confusion, shall we? The idea of the superconscious mind was first introduced by William Walker Atkinson, an American occultist and prolific author of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The idea was later developed by British novelist, playwright, World War I era activist and spiritualist Edith Littleton. What exactly is a superconscious mind? Do we have access to superconsciousness? Are we a part of it? The superconscious mind, or better say superintelligent energy field, is everything and everywhere. Anyone can connect to the superconsciousness through meditation, prayer, or passionate intention expressed outwardly. The purer and more focused your mind and your thought patterns are, the better the result connecting to the superconsciousness will be for you. Such connection manifests itself through the inventions, scientific and creative breakthroughs throughout the history of humanity. Many prophets such as Nostradamus, Edgar Cayce, and others connected to the superconsciousness various aspects in order to draw particular information. Akashic records, a global knowledge base, is a part of the superconsciousness as well. I know I communicate with you as with my own higher self. How is it different from the other, more superior powers which influence us? Higher self is a source that is within your own individual consciousness. Although being in a much more advanced state of intelligent energy, there is nothing separate anymore. Yet higher self is more representative of the smaller building block within the universal structure. It is more intuitive and organic to be connected to your own state of consciousness, as you already have certain connecting threads which make such communication possible, especially when you are truly open and eager to make such contact. The limitations are, however, still severe, as many ports in your perception are not developed and channels of communication are not yet activated. That is why some concepts are very hard to explain and even harder to comprehend. It is like someone with a PhD coming and teaching kindergarten. No matter how much loving energy you can put out there, some concepts just won't get communicated fully. Higher power, Well, such a concept doesn't really exist in my timeline per se, but I think in your timeline it means anything that is beyond your control. At least you believe that many things are out of your control. It is not so. Everything is really in your power. It is just that your level of development doesn't allow you to see it like that. The higher power, as you perceive it, isn't detached like a passing cloud or intermittent rain. It is not a primitive force that rules upon you, creating events and situations in your life arbitrarily. Instead, everything is within your power. It is just your level of development that may limit your ability to recognize this truth. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure, said Marianne Williamson. Is this what you are trying to say? More or less, yes. Many rounds before you, the human race raised itself high enough to be equal to gods and became not only a danger to themselves, but for the entire universe. Since the Lemuria and Atlantis disasters, certain measures were implemented into the human consciousness to ensure that such danger will not rise again. You are the fifth human race in recent history, approximately 18 million years stretch in your timeline. The problem is that your knowledge of the laws of nature and your success in manipulating energies on a grand scale without proper emotional and spiritual development creates an imbalance which can threaten the existence of entire civilizations. And it did the same thing before. It cannot happen again. Too much energy has been invested in creating your human race as you know it, to let it follow the same footsteps as your troubled ancestors. So now your spiritual development takes priority. Humanity has already discovered nuclear power, lasers, and is on the verge of discovering other new energy sources. Until individual and global evolution checks off all the boxes, so to speak, in your spiritual evolution list, the channels to obtain unlimited knowledge will remain limited. They will only be activated through the spiritual key. Compassion, peace, love, and benevolence will be your way into obtaining your higher power. One day you will be able to move mountains, change the weather, and manifest your thoughts into reality in an instant, but not yet. For now, higher power will remain something that is out of your reach. You can only pray and meditate to have your thoughts and wishes come true. Some of them selectively will, while others won't.